Let's talk about embracing the mess. If you've ever spent time on a farm, you will know wherever there are animals, there's a mess. Those cows may look pretty in the field, but back in the milking shed, there's going to be plenty of stuff to be cleaned up and washed down. Leadership's pretty much the same. If you want to achieve anything, you're going to need people. And wherever you have people, there will at some time or another be some kind of mess. Proverbs 14 verse 4. Where there are no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox come abundant harvests. The New Living Translation says, without oxen a stable stays clean, but you need a strong ox for a large harvest. If a farmer wants a harvest, he has to work with the ox. He needs them to plough, sow and cart in the harvest. He can't do it without them. And the larger the harvest, the more oxen he needs. But oxen mean a lot of work. They have to be fed, housed, cared for and trained, and they make a lot of mess that needs to be cleaned up. Great leaders understand they cannot have influence without a team. And the larger the influence, the larger the team will need to be. Great leaders understand they have to care for their team. They know a team needs a home, a place to gather and operate from with equipment and resource to get things done. Team must be cared for. They need an authentic, holistic environment where they can feel safe to both flourish and heal when needed. A team needs feeding relationally, emotionally, spiritually, and practically. They have to be constantly inspired and equipped for their role. And teams need to be trained. On the farm, an untrained ox is just a disaster waiting to happen. They have to know their role, be trained up by the more experienced ones, and then find their right place in the operation. And of course, teams need a clean, fresh environment. When things do get messy, they need to know it won't go unnoticed or just pushed off into the corner. And that's where great leadership really comes in. It's never the favorite job, but making sure that the inevitable issues of personal or team dysfunction are identified and dealt with is one of the most important roles of leadership. It's not very exciting, and at times it's very, very unpleasant. But dealing with the mess is the only way to keep the farm and your organization with a clean environment and a fresh atmosphere. So remember, mess is inevitable. Even on the best farms and the greatest teams, stuff happens. So don't avoid it, embrace it. Because when it's all cleaned up, your team will love you and you'll have a fresh, clean environment where everyone can thrive and prosper.